Welcome to Quirky Crystal Crafting. So I'm here today to do a comparison video on water-soluble crayons. I have 4 different types. I have the Davenport aqua pastels and the Crayon Comparison-Neocolor 2s. These are similar because they're just the wax crayon itself with the course of paper wrapping. There's some similar colors here. This of course has more than this. And then I have the Stabilo Woodys. I have the 18 packet, and I also have the pastel packet in here. And then the newest one I have is this 3-in-1 gecko pencils that I found on Amazon. Paints on any surface: glass, stark, paper, stones, plastic, metal, or regular paper, just like the Stabilo Woodys as well. This set has 48 pencils in here. And I purchased this on Amazon. I know for sure it was under $50. So these are a lot like the Stabilo Woodys. This comes with a little coloring book. Just some of the designs in here. And these pencils are similar to the Stabilo Woodys because they also have a wood casing. So here you can see the wood casing, as most anybody who has these know. So this set right here is the warm tones. Then you have the cool tones here. And then you also have your special tones. So this has your neon colors and your metallics. I feel like these would do a little bit better for smaller details than the Stabilo Woody, because as you can see, the diameter is up close. Is the Stabilo Woody is pretty thick in comparison to the geckos. The geckos are also a little bit longer in length, and like the Stabilo Woodys, the color of the crayon itself is reflected on the writing on the pencil. So I'm just going to take a similar color from each of them. We'll go with blue, because you can never go wrong with a blue. There's always a blue in a set, typically. So this is, I would say, the closest. Okay, so I'm going to turn it this way, and I'll just do a section for each. So this is the Davenport aqua pastels. So laying this one down, it does feel a lot, feels very firm. I'm going to do 2 sections so you can see what it looks like when you lay it down, and then this one will do we'll use water on it. And then this is the newest one, the Gecko. This one also feels pretty firm. I really do like these ones as is. However, I have a hard time holding pencils without breaking them, specifically because my hands go numb. So these are a little safer, especially when you spend a lot of money on crayons such as the Caran d'Ache, because as we all know, these are pretty pricey. And so when you have something with a casing like this, it makes it a little bit easier, and I feel less likely for me to break it if I tend to be a little bit firmer with it. These are meant for children, but you know, for the price, I think it's definitely decent quality, and would be perfect for mixed media. Okay. So I'm just going to put JD for Jane Davenport. And this is G for Gecko. And then we'll do the Caran d'Ache. And then we'll do the Stabilo Woodys here. Okay. So this is also a firm crayon, but when you compare it to the other two, this is a little softer. And then my Stabilo Woodys. And if you're looking for softness, with all four of these, I would say this one has the softest crayon itself, because we're going to do the smudge test real quick. So I'm just going to use my finger and work it in so you can see that the Stabilo Woody can act like an oil pastel, because you can do that. I'm just going to use the same finger. So this is the Caran d'Ache, and as you can see, you can do the same with that. This is the Gecko. So already, and I'm using some pretty good force here. You can tell because the table is shaking. That doesn't smudge as well. And then the Jane Davenport, there's like no movement, barely. So get a closer look. Not very much movement here. We have some, not so much movement here. Some decent movement here, but I feel like the best one, if you wanted something that was more like a pastel, then I would say the Stabilo Woody works best for that, because it is softer than the other three. Okay, the real test is using it as a watercolor, right? This is my favorite property of these types of crayons, is the water soluble ability, because I like watercolors. They're my favorite medium. So this is the Jane Davenport. So it did really good with dissolving the color. This is the Gecko. And the Gecko does really good with dissolving the color as well. Although the pigment seems to be much lighter, of course, when it's water is applied to it versus the Jane Davenport. Then we have our famous Caran d'Ache, and these are known for having good dissolvability in their crayons. And then the Stabilo Woody. Also does really well. So close up, look, you can see. Again, we have the Jane Davenport aqua pastels, the Gecko 3-in-1 pencils, the Crayon Comparison-Neocolor 2s, and then the Stabilo Woodys. They do, when you look closely, you can see that they do all relatively do a good job of being able to dissolve the color when water is applied to it. Definitely gives you the effect of that watercolor if you're looking for that with your mixed media. If you're doing this to re-wet it, even though I know it's still wet, but well, I think when it comes to re-wetting it, the Stabilo Woody probably did a little bit better, but that was probably also because it was still a little wet. I can try doing that again if you guys would like, but that's what I wanted to show you today. So I hope this, if you have any of these or you're in the market for trying to find water-soluble crayon, those are some options. Jane Davenport still sells hers on her website. You will have to pay in Australian currency, so it is a little bit pricier, especially if you're from America. Gecko again can be found on Amazon, and then Caran d'Ache can also be found on Amazon, or I'm sure other art supply stores have them. And then the same thing, Stabilo can also be found on Amazon, but I'm sure other supply stores have those as well. So thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye.